aim of Ayurveda is Swasthasya Swastha Rakshana, means understand your dynamism with nature and preserve it. And in that, if there is any kind of discrepancy, treat it. Because Ayurveda says that if you are diseased, you are unhappy, or if you are unhappy, you are diseased, and we are all born unhappy. The moment we are born and we start making sense of the nature around us due to the choices which our parents give us, then our life progresses according to those choices. We are always in a state of unhappiness, and our happiness is dependent upon comparison with other people. If we see in a very chemical and algorithmic way, we only access certain kind of hormones in the brain and enzymes which decide the kind of food we'll digest, its after effects, and the kind of diseases we'll get. Ayurvedic Rasa theory algorithm gives us tools to first simplify the process of understanding disorders, because the times are always changing. We are staying in a futuristic society, geographical conditions are changing, technology is changing, the way we access our food, create our food is changing. So we cannot keep on creating sockets from the past life. We have to adapt to the future life. And Ayurveda says that if you can understand your core of happiness and unhappiness through the expansive rasa algorithms and neurohormonal intelligence which has been provided into your system, you can adapt and lead a fulfilling life. In that, it has given us many timeless algorithms. For me, because I like to simplify things, I relate to simple algorithms and I divided it as how do we treat a disorder, how do we diagnose a disorder, what are the tools we use to treat the disorder. When we talk about rasa theory, rasa is an experience. It is the taste what you have from the physical food, and it is also an emotional context what you feel in terms of one-to-one and one-to-many interactions in nature, which defines our life. So Ayurveda and Vedic sciences says there are only 8 rasas, which are a complete conglomeration of all the emotional, hormonal, enzymatic expanse every human in the world which is born, which will be born, and which has to be born will have access to. But only linearly they will experience things depending upon their geographical conditions and their surroundings. So once we start understanding these rasas, we always understand they are very linear, and when we go through any kind of emotional or physical stress, our system is loaded with that kind of an hormonal enzymatic complex with our cells. So this is the one way to understand any kind of disorder, because in those disorders emotionally we feel low and we eat the right or the wrong kind of thing depending upon if you're happy or sad, you're partying or you're feeling depressed. The second concept which I follow, or the algorithm which I follow, is the algorithm of Tarpan. Every cell you have to first give Upper Tarpan. Tarpan means a way to nourish something. So Upper Tarpan is cutting off nourishment. So you cut off all stimuli when you are overwhelmed, so you have nothing to look forward to. Then you do Santarpan. Santarpan is you give the cells only that much which they can digest, but they cannot sustain. So they are always in a state of hunger. For example, if somebody is troubling you or you are into addiction, first you cut off all the stimulus. You don't say take 1 cigarette less, half cigarette less. Just cut off everything, change your environment, force this person to cut off everything. Just give him something which he or she will not even think of. There are no choices here. You can give them something, a fruit which they have never eaten, but they are forced to eat. Depending upon if they really want to commit to their health, that choice is taken away from them. Their cells will be in constant hunger. Then give them only this much or little bit of a new thing which they can only eat but not sustain. So slowly but surely their emotional experience, their brain gets access to all the hormonal complexes which were linearized, which were put into a compartment depending upon how their life was led. And how do we achieve Apatarpan and Rastarpan? Through the concept of 6 rasa theories or 6 states, because that only defined how we process emotional and physical food around us. So when we have a balanced 6 rasas of Madhur, Amla, Lavan, Katu, Tikta and Kashai, not only throughout the day but over a period of time, it gives our system an access to this complete neurohormonal enzymatic complex. Provided you follow a discipline and a diet, it sustains your system, it rejuvenates your system, it slows down aging, and it gives you ultimate strength on a mental and a physical level to understand your dynamism with nature. Though my projects about bitter matrix which access the Tikta Madhur complex seemed abstract and different, or the Whiskey project which accesses the estrogen complex or the Kashaya complex seems abstract and different. Lectures I give on healing in Ayurveda, or my meditation or the sound breath programs which work on breath and all seem different. They are all integral to this process. For some people who want to be independent, they can access the bittersweet complex through coffee, the astringent complex through whiskey, because they want to lead a lifestyle in this social model world where we have to interact for businesses. Some people who do not want to go into espresso and whiskey can access it through bitter herbs or herbs which I provide, or whatever other entities they can have depending upon the discipline they follow. And for others who want to go into an advanced practices and get complete care of their emotional and physical needs, they go into these meditative practices of breath control, provided they again follow a diet and discipline. All these concepts are providing to the same three concepts of completely understanding your emotional rasa concept or the rasa quotient, treating the imbalance through the concept of darpan, and using the tools of rasas either through espresso, whiskey, herbs, breath, or any other entity which suits this dynamism, because algorithms are timeless. How we express and use them depends upon the time space quantum or the kind of our dynamism we want to establish with nature.